Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, so grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use.
Hi, I'm Ruth Haskin, co-host of Just Minding My Business. Welcome to our show. Coming to the microphone today is Ida Crawford. Ms. Crawford, Ida is a founder of a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASCEN LLC, and also the CEO of Daily Life for Me Technology Coaching and IT Support Services. Ida is an author in the publication produced by Cheryl Wood, Women Inspiring Nations. It is through her amazing energy, vision, and determination that she has grown a Sister Circle Empowerment Network into an organization with an international following. Her leadership, coaching, technological skills have benefited everyone that is a part of a Sister Circle. Taking the lead, but not sharing the spotlight, she has helped many women to feel the fear and do it anyway. We are really very interested in learning more about what you and the work that you do. Thank you so much, Ida, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with our listening audience today. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Ruth. What a wonderful opening you gave. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for having me on the show.
Well, like I said, we're really glad to have you here. I know you have a fascinating background, and you've done, I mentioned a couple of the things that you do, and we want to start out, we want to cover a gamut of things here. We want to talk first about a Sister Circle and how it came into being. What is it and how it came into being?
Well, it came through my own struggles. You know, when I first started in the personal development arena, I didn't even realize, when it was introduced to me, I didn't even realize the control that I had over my destination. And once I had that awakening, I felt like I was saved. You know how you go to church and you get that feeling and you just feel like you've been saved. I mean, anybody that's Christian knows what it feels like when you are actually saved. That's how I felt. And then through that journey, I started to see other women that were going through the same thing that I was coming out of. Or let me just say, working to come out of, because I found it, and then I had to be conscious and intentional every day in my walk. So with that being said, I started noticing that other women that were going through the same thing. And what I started on a meetup, which was a Sister Circle networking group with Cheryl Allen. And I did that for about 3 years. And what I wanted was more accountability. And, the meetup was fine. And the women pretty much did come to the meetings, but that was pretty much the extent of it, was after the meeting, there was no more interaction until the next meeting. But I wanted more. I wanted more accountability, more engagement, more support within an organizational type structure. So I, at first, of course, I was scared to death because I was like, you know what, I've never ran an organization before. I don't know a thing about it. And, when the vision came into my heart, I really rejected it in the beginning. I mean, the meetup was fine, but to wear the shoes of leading an organization, I was quite frankly afraid. Mm-hmm. But it kept it stayed in my spirit, even though I tried to reject it. It stayed in my spirit. So I just said, Lord, if this is what you want me to do, then I know that you have my back. So that's the beginning of a sister circle. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't without tears. It wasn't without pain. And, because not really ever running an organization before, in the beginning, it was just all about, getting people in. And we had a lot of people. But then when it came to rolling up your sleeves and really getting in action, that's where the problems came in. So, going through that experience and really learning by trial and error what it meant to run an organization, I just prayed about it and started to implement bylaws and rules and regulations and things of that nature, and decided that I would let those rules and regulations run the organization as opposed to me running the organization, which made a big difference. And right now we're in our 4th year, going into our 5th year, and we have a smaller group now, but we have great women. And I finally came to the conclusion that I don't care if I have 6 women in this organization, they must be the right women. Because this organization is about we. It is not about me. It is not about one particular person. It is about all of us coming together, sharing and supporting and bringing information that everybody can use to move their businesses along.
Admirable, very commendable. It is very difficult to build an organization that maintains its integrity, and I would like you to talk a little bit about that, because there are many women who want to build an organization, and they really have no idea of how to go about it. But they have something that they want to accomplish, and they know they need an organization to do it. Do you have any suggestions? I mean, you've given some things in what you were talking about, but is there any die-hard lesson that you learned in organization building?
One of the things that I learned is that a lot of times you have to have some patience. Because what I look for, the main ingredient that I look for in the person that I bring into this organization is that, number one, they're committed to what they're doing in their business. Number two, they must have a we mentality. Because when you are not just about you, but you're about supporting other people, it will definitely shine through. And the minute that I do not see that, I just bless them and move on. Because what's going to end up happening, because I've already experienced that, is that I'm going to be feeling like I'm dragging people to the finish line. Or I'm trying to get people to see the vision of what we're doing. The main thing, you have to kind of see the vision. You may not understand all the aspects of the logistics of the organization, but you must connect with the vision and the purpose of what we're doing. And all of that information is given to you when you come into the organization. You have a one-on-one with me. We talk about what your goals, short-term and long-term goals are. We talk about, a lot of different things, because I want to know where you are. And then once I know where you are, then I know whether or not you're a fit. But my main ingredient is that you are committed to what you're trying to do, and you understand the power of we.
Okay. Excellent. I think that's something, those are 2 items that people can take into any situation in which they're working. whether you're really organization building or if you're looking for people simply to work with you as an adjunct. With a sister circle, what do you have as a vision for a sister circle for its future?
Actually, I see a sister circle being international. I see a sister circle doing some touring. I see us doing a documentary down the road. There are so many different things that I see. I have a vision of having a building where we will be able to hold events and be able to bring our clients into the space, so that a lot of times in the organization, a lot of women work from home. Their kitchen table might be their office. Okay? So having that professional space where you can bring your clients and have a conference with your clients will give you that look of being, quote unquote, big business, even if you are a small business.
Very fine. Excellent. Well, I know that Sister Circle is growing by leaps and bounds, and it's just helped many, many people, including myself, I must say, to begin to formulate and focus on what it is that they really love and to gain the courage to do it. So on that note, because I do have another whole piece that I want to talk to you about, your computer industry and your computer services business, could you please give our listening audience a way of getting in touch with the Sister Circle?
Okay, you can visit our website at asistercircle.org, and we spell a Sister Circle A, S as in Sam, I, S as in Sam, T as in Tom, A as in Apple, S as in Sam, the word circle.org. And you can also email us at asistercircle@gmail.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. And I'll ask you again before we're finished to reiterate that. So now let's segue into another part of your life. You have been in the computer industry for how long?
Over 25 years. When I started in the field, the computers were as big as rooms. I started on the IBM. I started as a data entry operator. And basically that was somebody that kind of punched up everything in 80-column cards to be processed through the computer, which basically ran the company's information. So that's how I started. I remember I went to this little school after I graduated from high school, over top of the Greyhound. I think it was not the Greyhound, but what was that other bus station that used to be downtown? There was Greyhound, and then there was another one. But anyway, there was a little key punch school over top. I went there, got my little certificate, and the rest is history. From there, I became a data entry operator, and then I moved into a computer operator, and that was a person who pretty much ran the business cycle of the company, and all of that was also done on the IBM computers. And then you had print. Back then it was printouts. You would have to print out the information for each department, and they would have little bins where you would put their printouts. So it was all about high-powered printers, watching the jobs run. If the jobs failed, a lot of times I would have to call the programmer. They would have to dial in and fix the problem and then start the job over so that we could complete the processing. So that was huge, and then it got to the point where I had began to work closely with the programmers. So if the job failed, they would kind of walk me through the steps in terms of what things I needed to dial in and fix, I would fix those things and then restart the job. If it failed again, I wouldn't have to wake the programmer up at 2 a.m. in the morning. I would just have all my notes there, what they told me to do, and just go back in and fix the problem, restart the job, and kept it moving. And from there, and all of my training in the beginning was all hands-on. Because back then, if you showed any type of interest in learning and they picked up on it, they would gladly teach you how to do it.
Oh.
Gladly teach you.
That was going to be my question. What was it that made you go for the Kipachi? What was it, something that you learned in high school that encouraged you to do it, or did you just fall into it?
Well, actually, I was an excellent typer. In high school, I was going to be a secretary. I went to Eastern High School and in Baltimore, and I was going to be a secretary. And back then, it was shorthand. But what deterred me from becoming a secretary was I couldn't read my own shorthand.
Okay.
So I was like, well, this is not going to work. But I could type. I could really type pretty fast. So I took that skill and just worked that, and that put me into the data entry because back then you had to know how to do shorthand, and that wasn't working for me.
All right. Okay. So then from there, let's fast forward, and now you are getting ready to start your own computer company. So you're translating all of this information and experience into your own business. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, in my journeys with being in the IT business, I've worked with all levels, from executive to owners of the company to, just the regular bees. I've worked with people all around the world in IT, and one of the things that I know to be true is that there's some type of, when it doesn't go right, there is some emotional stuff that goes on. Most of the time, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. When they call and say, my computer, something, they always say it's broke. That's what I hear. My computer's broke. Or I'm not getting email. Or, different things like that. So I've been in the service business for a long time in the computers, and it doesn't matter what level you are, most people have problems with the computer. And one of the things that I've decided to do was to take all of this information that I have and in terms of more of working with people, because that's the real key, is when somebody calls you and they are panicked because they're trying to get a report out and the computer has gone to the left, first of all, you have to calm them down. You have to go through this little emotional piece that they're going through. You got to let them vent it out, because they're upset because they're trying to do what they're trying to do and they can't do it. So you let them go through that, and then you come back and it's going to be fine. I just need your help to tell me exactly what you see on your screen. And once you get them to that once you calm them down, and you can walk them through different things that you need them to do. Now, back in the day, I kind of went from desktop to desktop fixing stuff. So I was running around the building pretty much all day long. Now, it's more or less I remote into your computer and fix it from my desk, which means I don't do all that running around. It all depends. Sometimes if it's a situation where the computer's not powering on, then I might have to run to your desk and see what's going on. But for the most part, I'll just dial in, and I always take that time to educate because I want people to be comfortable with doing little things for themselves based on knowledge. Because once you know what to do, that fear and that anxiety no longer creeps up.
Do you have a particular group of people that you want to work with or that you feel need your services the most?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to be working with small business because what happens if you don't have 10 employees or more, a lot of the bigger companies really don't want to work with you because you don't have enough money. And that's just keeping it real. So those people that have 5 or less employees and don't meet the requirements of the bigger support companies, those are the people that I work with. In addition to that, I also work with seniors because what I'm seeing as a result of the Sister Circle is that a lot of seniors are doing a lot of different things. They're running businesses, they've retired, and now they've started businesses and things of that nature. And one of the main problems is the computer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it can also be a deter. It can deter a person from even starting a business because they know that they're going to have to get on the computer. And they're afraid.
You know, that is, again, very commendable because many people have the wrong impression that seniors, they retire and they go sit down somewhere. But that is completely untrue of baby boomers. Baby boomers started a whole new concept of life, and most knew earlier in their lives that they would be working well beyond their retirement years and wanted to. Many seniors, it's not just that they have to. Many seniors want to work beyond their retirement years. They have a lot more energy, vitality, and in many cases their health is really good, and they're just not ready to sit down. And you're so absolutely right. Knowledge of computers is essential to being able to do anything in this day and age. That's the way business is conducted. So to have someone available to them who is sympathetic to the fact that they're seniors and willing to, give them that extra edge so that they can feel comfortable. And I get that from you, is that you want people to feel comfortable. You want them to be knowledgeable when you finish working with them. And I really love what you said about the fact that the first thing that you try to do with anyone who's having trouble with their computers, and trouble can mean that it's actually broken down, so to speak, or it could be just they just don't know what to do. I know social networking is like a real problem for many seniors. So to get that kind of education, but to have someone acknowledge that the first thing that has to happen is that we've got to get you calm. We've got to get you into a really quiet space where you can allow this information to come in. So on that note, I want to ask you, in your business, what kind of classes or arrangements are you making possibly for people to come to you or for you to go to them and do some form of classes or webinars? Is that also in the making?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, July 30th, I'm going to be doing an online event, and it's just so that I can get to know, I kind of know what people need, but I want them to tell me. I want them to speak it. And in that event, we're going to be able to get to know me, and I want to get to know you before and learn your style of learning. So that's what this event is all about. It's not really about making money or anything like that. It's going to be a fee. It's going to be $29.99, and everybody will get to bring one question. So, and it's a maximum of 10 people. So within that group, there'll be 10 questions, one from each person, and that'll give me a general idea of the needs as well as the style of learning, because everybody learns differently. Mm-hmm. And it's more important for me to be able to understand your style of learning so that you can get the information that I want to give you. And to go over different things, we're going to start with baby steps, because one of the things that I hear all the time from the seniors is that my nephew showed me how to do this, but he went too fast. Yeah, I hear that all the time, because the younger people, they're gonna whip through it. But I'm a teacher, so I understand you don't know what I know. I need to make sure that I'm able to give you that information in dissectable pieces that you can digest.
Excellent. So let me ask you one more question. I mean, it's been a delightful time being with you, and this is information that people really need. So often we are shy about what we don't know, but the only way we get to know is if we have someone that we can go to get the knowledge. And you definitely have the knowledge, and you're willing to impart it to others in a way that they can take it in. So could you tell our listening audience how they can reach you, and especially how they can reach you for the webinar?
Okay, this webinar is on the dailylifeforme.org. It's on that website, and you will see it's called the Tech Party. So if you go to that tab on that website, you click on that, and you're able to register there.
Excellent. So it's Daily Life for Me, and go to Tech Party and register for a webinar on, did you say June 30th?
July 30th.
July 30th, or July 30th. So we don't have much more time, but I want one quick question, and I want you to just give us a bird's eye view into this. You've built an organization of women who are growing exponentially. You have started another business that is going to help people. Whenever we do something, there's always an element of fear. Can you talk just very briefly about what it means to feel the fear and do it anyway?
You know, Ruth, it took me a long time to really wrap my head around it, because like a lot of people, I was afraid as well. You know, because you want everything to be right. You want everything to be quote unquote perfect. And what I realized, there's no such thing as perfect. You kind of have to look at things in trying to be excellent, shooting for excellence, because what I've learned is that can be measured. And the thing of it is, you're going to fall, you're going to mess up. And, you know, I've learned now how to just kick it light. You know, if I mess up, because one day I sat down and I counted how many times I made a mistake, whether it was dropping some food on the floor, dropping a pen, typing something wrong on the computer, putting the wrong thing in an email. And by the end of the day, I think I had made over 100 mistakes.
Wow.
So with that being said, that kind of led me to believe that I'm going to always make mistakes, because that's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. You know, so that helped me to deal with that fear around, because that's really what fear is that approval from other people. You don't want to mess up because you don't want people to think that you're stupid or you don't know what you're doing, or you know how the stuff we talk about in our head.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what that fear is all about, because when you lean into that fear that way, then it limits you. But when you understand that mistakes is part of getting there, it's part of the learning process, you will make mistakes, you can count on that, and it's okay, because from those mistakes you're going to learn something. And don't get me wrong, a lot of times they don't feel good. It definitely don't feel good, and sometimes it can cost.
Yes, Lord.
But you still going to learn something.
Oh, Ida, thank you so much. This was really good. I just really enjoyed hearing about your experiences and your purpose and the way you've gone about things. And I'm sure our listening audience has garnered a lot from this. So I just want to remind them that if you want to get in touch with the Sister Circle, it's sistercircle.org. And if you want to check out the computer classes, it's Daily Life for Me. And you're going to go to that website and look for Tech Party and register. So, Again, Ida, thank you. Did I leave anything out?
You just want to make sure it's dailylifeforme.org. And sometimes people ask me why I named my company that. Because for over 25 years, that has been what I've done every single day, is computers.
Very good. Okay.
So it's dailylifeforme.org. If you're interested in any technology coaching or IT support, your computer's acting up, or you need some help around that, you can reach me there. You can also reach us at sistercircle.org if you need a family to support you in your business, where we are always in collaboration and we are never in competition.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ida. I know you're going to be coming back to teach us more, maybe more in depth about computers or organization building. So we look forward to it. And again, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Ruth. I truly appreciate you.
Likewise.
This show is brought to you by the amazing women of a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASCEN LLC, where we are never in competition, but always in collaboration. And our valuable sponsors, Prodigy Accounting Service, Next Generation Accounting to get you where you need to be. Contact them at prodigyact1@yahoo.com or online at www.fli-inc.com. Ready to plan for your retirement? Contact Game Plan for Retirement. Call 410-902-0464 and schedule a free consultation. Major decisions often require expertise we may not have. Buying real estate can be one of those decisions. Don't experiment with your real estate investment. Contact Realtor Tia Lewis, mad scientist of real estate, creating the perfect formula to solve all of your real estate needs. For a free consultation, call 240-351-0258. Or would you like to know what a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASCEN LLC, is all about? Contact us today at asistercircle@gmail.com and visit our website at asistercircle.org. That's ASISTAS circle.org. Voiceovers for a Sister Circle Empowerment Network provided by Ruth Haskins, voiceover actor. To fulfill your professional voiceover needs or to receive her current professional demo, contact Ruth at 443-620-4115.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.